Hey guys, so as you can tell from the title of the video, I'm filming a first impressions makeup video for Valentine's Day. Like I said, this is a first impressions, that's why I'm barefaced, because I'm just going to be doing my makeup with some new products that I bought recently. It is pretty much a full face. I think there's like 3 things that aren't new, which is like my powder, my eyebrow stuff, and like contour maybe, but other than those things, everything is a completely full face and first impressions. My voice is also a bit weird. We'll just roll with it, we'll see how it goes. I've already moisturised my face. The first product I'm going to be using is actually a tester for when I made a MAC order. It's a prep and prime skin-based visage, that's what it is. Basically it's just a kind of like primer. It's only like a small sample, but I'm still testing it out. I can't believe I've been here almost 5 months and I still haven't built up the courage to film in my room yet. Oh, that feels nice. Oh, it's so soft. It reminds me of the number 7 one I have. I really like it because it goes on like a cream, but it really smoothens out your skin like the silicone based primers do. Like the Benefit one, that does feel really soft and like natural. My next first impression is the Revlon Colour Stay Foundation. Mine's in the shade Cappuccino. I know this is really weird that this is a first impression because I feel like people have been talking about this foundation for years. Like I'm so late to jump on the bandwagon, but I don't know, I always just find it really hard to find my shade in stores. I'd always go into shops and they'd have like the shade that was slightly too light and just made me look a bit ashy. Oh, I've got the combination oily one, by the way. One thing I have heard about this is that you have to work with it quite quickly. I think it's this formulation because obviously it's for oily skin, it sets quite quickly and it's like kind of mattifying. So instead of dotting it around my face and blending it in like I usually do, I'm just gonna go in my face in sections. As per, I'm just blending that in with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I placed an order of Superdrug, so when it arrived I just like tested it on my hand and I literally couldn't see it on my skin anymore after I blended it in. It's such a good shade match. I'm not finding it that hard to like work with. I love this foundation. I can see why everyone loves it. I was worried that it would be really heavy. Some people have said it has really good coverage. I wouldn't even say it's heavy coverage though. That's the thing though, it has covered pretty much everything. It just feels like nothing's on my skin. The texture actually reminds me a lot of the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation, which is one of my absolute favourites because it gives you really nice coverage, but it feels like you have absolutely nothing on your skin. Like I don't feel like I'm wearing foundation right now. I feel like, oh my god, it's okay. So first impressions of that foundation is that it is pretty damn awesome. Concealer is something else that's not a first impression. So anything that's not a first impressions, I'm just gonna go over it really quickly. But I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal, 2 of them. This is the orange corrector and then the one that's like a lighter skin tone just to go under my eyes. Like I was saying, the powder is not first impressions because this is an old powder. But to be fair, I haven't used it in ages, like maybe a year. So I thought I'd just include it because it's nearer than, you know, using the powder I always use. It's the Bourjois rice powder, by the way. I thought this would be quite good actually for a Valentine's Day look because it's like a brightening powder. So, you know, you want to look all luminous for Valentine's Day, regardless of whether you're going out with bae or not. This powder smells so good. It has that kind of like old style perfumey, powdery smell, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that sit under my eyes whilst I do my eyebrows. Right, so I'm back with far more substantial eyebrows. I'm just dusting the powder off. I don't love it as much as my banana powder. It's not quite as like smooth to get off. But this one's pretty nice as well. And because it's like a brightening powder, it has like tiny little glitters in it. And it's like a pink colour. I feel like it's giving me like quite a subtle highlight. I don't know if you can see that, which is pretty cool actually. You get like a pre-highlight. So now I'm moving on to the eyes and I'm using this palette, which is new. It's the Makeup Revolution Love the Revolution palette. Like I said, this is a Valentine's Day look, so I'm gonna do some pinky stuff here. Like I always do, I'm just gonna go in with this contour powder, which I use for everything. I'm just gonna put that in the crease as a transition shade. I'm not going too focused with this, just literally sweeping it under the brow bone, or I guess the eye socket. Just here in the eye socket there. Right, and then I'm gonna go in with a slightly, still fluffy, but slightly more like focused brush with this pink shade. And I'm gonna put that also in the crease, but kind of focusing it more. Quite a lot of it is just like come out. Oh, it is quite pigmented actually. I'm zoomed in because I thought that would be good doing the eyes. Just sweeping that into the crease, but kind of more underneath that transition shade and more focused. I'm gonna kind of brush it towards the outer corner as well. It's really pigmented. I'm quite shocked actually. It's a bit more like bright pink than I would have expected. Because in the palette it looks like more of like a dusty dark pink. And then I'm going to take that fluffy crease brush and then blend that out a little. Probably should have done this before I even started any of the eyeshadow, but I'm just going to take this colour here, like a pale colour, just to kind of like neutralise the lid where I haven't got any kind of colour below the crease, just straight on the eyelid. The colours in this are so pigmented because I did not expect that shade to show up. So I'm kind of just carving it under that pink. Right, so that was just a base. Basically going to mix these two shades together now. This like coppery bronze and this kind of glittery light pink colour. I'm going to take that on a slightly more dense kind of flat brush. I'm just kind of dabbing between those two colours. I don't feel like I'm getting that much colour payoff. I might try with my fingers. Oh my gosh. Right, that looks a lot better. I just changed the brush to the one that I put that base bone kind of colour on. Even though it's a fluffier brush, it seems to actually put it on more. I don't think I'm a fan of those glitter colours, to be honest. I feel like they go on quite patchy. It's also gone all over my face, which is it's always great. Just gonna take some of that pink under as well. I'm not really adding anything more to the brush, it's just what's already on it. I'm going to take some of that dark shadow. I'm just going to dab my brush a tiny bit into it. And I'm going to take that under the lash line again, but more on the outer corner. Not really coming in past like a third / halfway through the eye. Finally, for the eyeshadow, I'm just going to take a little bit of this on the inner corners. Again, not really very pigmented for me. I'm sure on lighter skin tones maybe. Though actually when you build it up a bit more, it's not too bad. I feel like every time I do inner corner highlight, it always looks better on one eye, for me anyway. And I'm pretty sure it's this eye. If you're better at applying false eyelashes, you could go ahead and do that after this step, but I'm not very good. So I'm just going to go in with some mascara, and this is a first impression, the Max Factor False Lash Effect. Again, I feel like this is quite a staple product for a lot of people. Like, it's one of those mascaras you hear a lot about. And actually I realised this was in black brown. I got this in like a little goodie bag for Christmas when I was working at Boots. I've never tried black brown mascara. I'm not sure how I feel about it because I do like my mascara to look really black and like dark and dramatic, but also this brush is really small actually, like the bristle's really small and it's like quite a chubby brush. We'll see how it goes. It's okay. I feel like because the actual like wand bit is so big, the mascara's like smudging onto my eyelids, which I don't really love. I purposefully didn't do eyeliner for this tutorial because I thought, you know, switch it up a little. I always do winged eyeliner. The eyes are quite like a nice, it's almost like a sunset. It's like a nice kind of eyeshadow look. So I wanted to kind of put that on show by avoiding eyeliner. I feel like this has just made a smudgy eyeliner. I don't think it's one for length. I kind of prefer length over volume. Obviously, ideal is both. I feel like there are loads of mascaras out there that give you length as well as a bit of volume, whereas this isn't really lengthening. Hell of a lot of volume though. If you have already like really long lashes and you don't really feel like you need much length but you want volume, this is probably the way to go. Also, I don't mind the black brown actually. It's a lot less brown. I feel like it looks pretty brown in this and I thought, oh, it's not even going to show up. I guess the two things I don't like about it is definitely that the brush, like the wand, is too big, so it's kind of smudging around my eyelashes, and then I feel like it could definitely give more length. So we're zoomed out again. I'm going to move on to like my cheeks, and I'm just going to quickly do some contouring with this sleek powder. So for the rest of the cheeks, we're back onto a new product. The blush I'm using is Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter in Rose Gold Light. I'm really excited to try this. I love this colour. It's quite glittery. Oh, that's not what I was expecting. It's gold. I don't know if you can see it. Wait, what? It comes up as gold on my cheeks, so it's more of a highlight. But then when I swatch it on my hands, it is pink. I'm such an idiot. I read it out and read Vivid Baked Highlighter, but still thought it was a blush. You guys must be watching this thinking, yeah, Moesha, you just said it was a highlighter. But I bought it thinking it was a blush. I'm going to roll with this. So we're going for really glowy highlighted cheeks today. To be honest, it is quite pretty. It was just not what I was expecting. And actually, I feel like on this cheek, it is giving me a bit of a pink tint to it. I'm so confused. Right, so with that one, it was clearly my fault. I was just a bit confused. I got sidetracked by the pink colour, thinking it was going to be a blush. It's just weird though, because on my hand, obviously it still has that sheen to it, but it does look pink. It is pretty much like a rose gold kind of blush. Yeah, that's a lot better. But I don't feel like it's showing up like that on my cheeks. So I bought kind of like a duo. This is one of the Makeup Revolution rose goldy coppery brushes. Oh. Right. Yeah, let's just hope that was a few spare hairs. I think they were, because nothing else is coming out, but like 4 hairs just came out then. And then I've got this other Makeup Revolution Shimmer Brick Rose Gold thing. I thought this would make quite a good highlighter for darker skin. Okay, so that's definitely an actual highlight. Can you see that? Very highlighty. I feel like because I've got my studio light there, you can definitely see it more on this cheek, but that's that highlight. Very nice. Now onto lips, onto one of the products that I'm really, really excited to use. I thought I'd finally try Spice lip liner by MAC. So nice and creamy. And finally for the lips, one of the NYX lingerie lip liners. This one I haven't actually tried on my lips yet. This one is in the shade Exotic. It is actually a really similar shade to the lip liner. I'm then going to set it with the Urban Decay De-Slick setting spray, which again is something I've never tried. I've tried the All Nighter spray. I'm really excited to try this. Obviously it's more focused on oil control, which I have a problem with sometimes. And one of my best friends uses this and she really, really likes it. Oh, it smells different to the All Nighter one. So yes, that is the completed look. What would I say were my favourite first impression products? I did quite like the palette actually. I did really like these two, the pink one and the kind of like skin tone shade one. I did really like that dark brown one. It was just hard to get like colour payoff with these two. There is quite a lot of fallout from the glittery shades though. Even though it's just a sample, I did quite like the skin base. Obviously it's kind of one of those things with any kind of skincare / base product where it's hard to know the effect unless you use it for a long time or like you've had it on for a whole day. But I did really like how it like felt on my skin. It made my skin feel really smooth. I quite liked this as well, the highlighter. The blush, now that I know, is a highlighter. Completely my fault, but I feel like that was quite nice actually as a highlighter on darker skin tones. The brush I really like. I think it's like the perfect shape and size and everything for highlighter. I really, really, really liked the foundation. Probably one of my favourites of the first impressions kind of so far. I really liked everything about it, to be honest. The finish, the coverage, the blendability, and just how light it felt on my skin. I hope you enjoyed the look, me talking about the first impressions. I hope you have a fabulous Valentine's Day, regardless of what you're doing, even if you're just chilling in bed with Netflix, which is always pretty cool too. Yeah, if you have any requests for videos, that would be pretty awesome, pretty helpful. So leave me some comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.